Welcome back, guys. I just woke up and I have a protein shake, which is making me very happy because I like the strawberry ones. But today, I don't know what the frick I'm gonna be doing. I think I'm gonna lock in and make some bracelets, work on skateboarding, and do my devotionals. Well, obviously, I'm gonna do my devotionals because that's the first thing I do every morning. So I wanted to read them and then kind of just like teach you guys what I learned and stuff. So yeah. Alright. Ignore the tissue box. Actually, wait. There we go. Today's devotional was actually like very helpful and very insightful, very interesting. And I'd also like to talk a little bit about some stuff that I learned in the hospital with this devotional. So there's like the biblical worldview aspect of worry and anxiety, and then there's the psychological aspect of it. So I'd like to show you guys how both aspects look at this, and they're both very helpful. So I read this one, and it's the Stop the Spiral. And today was about what if statements. And instead of focusing on good what if statements, it was focusing on the bad what if statements. Like, what if I fail? What if I don't do well on the test? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Just everything. What if? It ain't good. It ain't good, And whenever we have so many what if statements and we make so many of those statements in our life, we are afraid to do anything, and we're held in bondage to the anxiety and the fear that something is gonna go wrong and everything. So we really need to stop that. So that was pretty cool. So now, what about what happens whenever, what are we supposed to do whenever we stop that? What happens whenever we stop saying what if? Well, now we feel defenseless, and the reason that we have those what if statements is because we're trying to protect ourselves. Anxiety is placed in our brains as a defense mechanism so we can keep ourselves safe. But what happens whenever we don't have that anymore? Well, then we have to rely on the other thing that keeps us safe. And actually, it keeps us safe way more than anxiety does. It's God. So instead of using a what if statement, we should use a because God blank statement. So, let's say, what if I fail this test? Well, now you don't want to study for the test, and now you're nervous going into the test. But instead of that, say, because God has a plan for me, even if I fail the test, everything will be okay because God is there for me and He's going to provide for my needs. There. It's very simple. So, I would challenge you guys and myself, because I'm preaching to the choir, honestly. Is that the right statement? I don't know. I would challenge you guys to focus on the because God blank statements instead of the what if statements. So yeah, I'm gonna read Jesus Calling now and share what I learned with you guys. So in Jesus Calling, the one I just read, today's message was actually very daunting and scary to accept. But if you do accept it, and if you do follow what it says, it's very helpful, because I know this for a fact. It was basically saying thank God for your problems. What? Thank God for my problems? Why would I do that? Why would I thank God for the horrible things happening to me? Well, I can tell you this. If you thank God for your problems, good things will happen, because listen. Everything that God does is for a reason. He doesn't just put you through crap for no reason. No, it's for a good reason. If I didn't have this horrible breakup and like everything, guess what? I would not have been able to hang out with my little cousins on Sunday, or I would not have been able to make plans with my aunt to go do stuff, or I wouldn't have been able to hang out with some girls from my church. I wouldn't be able to like strengthen some relationships that I've been wanting to strengthen, but my anxiety because I didn't want to like leave my boyfriend was in the way. So everything that sucks comes with benefits, honestly. So if you go in life with that mindset, you'll get through a lot.